Yep, now we are.
Gabriel May.
Well, good afternoon. Back at it. John Zan, Don Gowerlich here, getting things started. Ball inside to Providence Academies. Amiel Nath from Owen Marsalik from Duluth Marshall, or Marshall School in Duluth, depending on.
That fastball had some life on it inside, that's for sure. Gabriel Nath from Providence Academy. That outside pitch is called a ball.
A little strange look from the Metro West no first base coach.
They must be just expecting to hit triples today or something.
Triples or doubles?
Yep, something. Oh, there's their first base coach signing autographs. Bobby DeWitt over at first base. And there is a strikeout for the first out of the inning. Which will bring up Gus Berger for Minnetonka playing right field.
The right fielder, number 1, Gus Berger.
And I mean, I know we talked about it in the first game, but this North squad especially, it's kind of not a lineup you'd want to face in a regular season game, period. Let alone this.
They have hitting 6th, 7th, and 8th are just unreal when you think that your typical lineup, all these guys probably hit first, second, or third, or fourth. It's just amazing the talent on that team, but both teams have it. Gus Berger, who was a great player in the state tournament last week, takes a curveball that didn't really curve, just missed the brim of his helmet from Owen Marzalek. Boy, not getting a lot of corners today.
No, not with this, not compared to the last game.
Last game it was we'll just say the last game was seemed a little inconsistent, but these corners here, well, there's a corner. Full count to Berger, 1 down. Curveball is high, walks his first hitter, so he has a strikeout and a walk. It'll be interesting to see what type of read Berger gets on the left-handed pitcher.
The designated hitter, number 4, Will Haas.
All right, Marzalek against Haas.
This would have been a really good pitching matchup.
Yeah, it would have. Breaking ball is high, maybe a little bit in. Didn't miss by much for ball 1. My name is Don Gowerlich, and John Sands is running Game Changer and helping announce at the same time. He's a multimedia machine. He's helping us here at the All-Star Series, and we have a 2-0 count with Will Haas at the plate. A 3-0 count. This interesting tight zone today, but hey, let's prepare these guys for college baseball.
And you're talking, just hanging out down on the field, getting lineups and stuff. Will Haas, like, it's going to be an interesting first at bat, and
There's a strike.
so see how that turns out for him.
A little bit of a feeling out process for both teams to see what the umpire is going to do and how aggressive the hitters are going to be off of these very good pitchers. Foul ball, almost straight back.
And I believe we do have 2 more pitchers where they both are sub 1. Or no, Carl, I think, has a 3.43 ERA, but I think Marzalek has a sub 1 ERA.
Does he even have an ERA? Somebody had to score out of him at some point. I think they scored a run off him in the state tournament. Strike him out and no throw him out. Well, Berger got his base, stole second. Haas strikes out on the fastball.
Our next batter is from Holy Family.
And that'll bring up Holy Family's Cameron Dean, first baseman. Cam Dean was in the home run derby earlier today. Sometimes guys, when they're done with the home run derby, have a readjustment process with their swing, but we'll see what Cam Dean does. It follows that straight back and looked to be right on it. Cam Dean from Holy Family. A big shout out to their head coach, Brian DiLorenzo, who got a big monumental kind of win for him this year. I can't remember if it was his 250th or his 300th.
I think it was 300.
300. Yeah, that's a big deal. Brian's been there a long time. Owen jumps ahead on an 0-2 count with 2 foul balls.
Yep.
And strikes out Dean on a fastball up. Well, no runs on no hits and no errors. There was the walk. 2 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts, or were there 3?
Technically 3.
3 strikeouts. So 3 strikeouts for Owen Marzalek in the first inning. And we go to the bottom of the first, where the North gets ready to hit. We'll see you on the other side of the break. In the bottom of the first, Sam Haugen from Esco is going to lead off. He's the center fielder. John, tell us a little bit about your pitcher from Hopkins here.
So Sheeby is not going to generally overpower you with his speed. He's more of a spot kind of off speed. He does have a decent fastball, probably goes about 84, 85. But he relies on the spots and kind of the zone pitching, not so much the overpowering pitching.
Well, he's at a 1-2 count right now, and that breaking ball was really moving out of the zone.
Yeah, got a lot of movement on his off-speed pitches.
Yeah. I would assume he took all the tough games for Hopkins this year and as the ace of the staff.
No, the Hopkins had 2 kind of 1A, 1B situation with Sheeby and then Jay Mountain too as well. But, I mean, he did get a lot of tough games. That's why you see the 2-4 record with a 3.16 ERA.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good, but then you look at the games that he played.
Right. Boy, he's going to beat that out. Wow. Good speed by Sam Haugen. And that brings up Carter Guast. Carter.
He was also in the home run derby, wasn't he? See, he's wearing number 16, but on the lineup sheet he's number 18.
Well, and with Carter, he got hurt earlier, and the wrist that he kind of had swell up on him during the home run derby didn't sound like it was a real good injury to be able to come back from. So I don't know. I was kind of surprised to see him in the lineup here. It looked like he may have had some sort of strain or tendon pull, or I don't know. Looked like he swung the bat pretty good on that warm-up right there. But I know there's a lot of desire for the guy to play. That's for sure. You can see it. They aren't playing him to pull that hard. It seems like they're straight away. Right fielder's kind of playing towards the gap more than he is the line. In the home run derby this morning, we saw him try to pull a lot of balls down the line. Pretty powerful kid. Little Falls had a really nice season.
Yeah, did they make it to the section finals?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they were always in the rankings there and had a nice season, that's for sure. Carter was 3A Player of the Year given by the Coaches Association. Haugen at first. And that 2-1 fastball. I don't know, is that a fastball, John? Maybe it's a changeup. That 2-1 swing through by Guast makes it 2-2.
Might have been a cutter.
Maybe. Didn't see a lot of side-to-side movement. Saw more up, down, kind of drop. Now it looked like a fastball right there.
That was a fastball, though. Well, it was Thornton, not Gloss, so they made a lineup change.
Oh, it is the lineup change. So that was Thornton. I'm sorry, everybody, we didn't have that right. It was Thornton from
Perham?
Is that what he was from?
Oh, no, Esco.
Esco. Yeah, we'll get it all straight. Yeah, I thought Glost was in pain after the home run derby, so that was Thornton. Our apologies to both families if you're listening out there.
Now this is going to bring up Jensen, though, from Minnewaska. Oh, that break.
Jensen has gap-to-gap power and is a doubles machine. Heard him say that he had 18 home runs in his high school career. Probably had as many, if not more, doubles.
And that breaking pitch by Sheeby's when it's going to cut kind of away from those righties and into those lefties, and it breaks a lot.
That was up. Takes a little time for the pitchers and catchers to work together and figure things out. And these are all-stars. It doesn't take them too long, but you know, when you have new guys all around the infield and runner on first, pitcher has to really focus on throwing strikes, being around the zone. Sheeby seems to be doing just that. It's 2-2 count. Oh,
ooh, called it.
It's the corner. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Tough one right there. It just seemed like he almost quick pitched that one. Jensen goes back a little bit in disbelief. You know, it'd be one of those a coach would say it's a little too close to take.
Yep.
While a major leaguer might say, hey, what are you talking? That's an inch or two off the zone, off the plate. I know my strike zone. But that, Sheeby got the strike.
Prom from Rocori up in Cold Springs area. Talk about a nice ballpark to get to play at every day.
Yeah, lucky kid. Two outs in the bottom of the first, no score at Chaska Athletic Park.
Just high. Nice pitch by Sheeby there. Got it looking 2-1 now, the count.
And the pitch on 2-1 here. It's a curveball, 2-1 curveball. That evens the count, 2-2. Wonder if the runner will be going here. A lot of respect for the catcher's arms. Yeah, he's getting an early break, and he took off. And, well, our poor Rocori friend took the price for that one, I think, as he gets drilled in the hip. It couldn't have felt good.
No.
So Fromm goes down to first base. I wonder if they're going to bring in a runner for him. Looks like they are. They're going to bring in a runner for Fromm because he's the catcher. Although Fromm seems to be ignoring the coaches, which is kind of funny to me.
Problem decides I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. I don't need a runner with 2 outs.
He's staying out in the base paths. I like that. A breaking ball for Tierhar, who's Proctor's leading hitter and home run guy. Wears the high socks.
Now they're gonna bring in number 4.
Courtesy runner for the catcher is number 4, Nolan Johnson from New London Spicer High School.
And my guess is Nolan Johnson, the courtesy runner here, probably has a few stolen bases under his belt. Runners on first and second with 2 down. We have an 0-2 count to Tierhar, who also participated in the home run derby earlier today. He hit a lot of baseballs really hard, couple foul by a long shot, and a lot of them really high. And that breaking ball teases Tierhar, but he doesn't go.
Who was it? Was it the Metro South Maldonado that had the best home run when I hit off the light tower?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. He hit that light tower hard. It's always fun to see some things around the ballpark get hit.
Oh, especially the trees.
Yeah, tree trimming time.
Didn't really see money going to the berm this year.
They didn't go up the berm. They just
Landed short of it, but
oh, I've seen baseballs here during the home run derby land on the berm, and nothing did today. But Tierhar goes down swinging. After 1 complete, you have a score of 0-0.
Metro West All-Stars. The lead off this one from their shortstop, Jack Scanlon.
Well, it's not Washburn's Jack Scanlon. It's Delano's, correct? Or is it Washburn? Maybe I have.
oh, I screwed that one up. It is Delano.
Yeah.
I think I just wrote it down
pitch,
wrong.
Pop up to first base. And Scanlon's out. Scanlon's retired. 1 pitch, 1 out. But he's the first hitter to make contact for the Metro West. Ian McCrowan is going to see if he can try to get on base for the Metro West. And it looks like that ball is going to fall. Oh, my goodness. What a play by the left fielder. Wow, the North's left fielder, which is Gabriel Nathan. I'm sorry, which is Nick Tierhar with the high socks. I should know that. He's making a fashion statement out there. Made a nice running catch from the outfield.
The third baseman, Jackson Yonke.
Diaso Cocato's Jackson Yonke is up next, and there's already 2 really quick outs. Nice breaking ball by Marcelic. We didn't get a chance to mention earlier, Scanlon had that 1 pitch and 1 out situation, but he had been part of history during the state tournament. Dual no-hitters in the state semis. And walks and errors decided a 2-0 game in that. We have a pop-up to the right side. A lot of hustle on the right side. Second baseman comes through with that play. Wow, nice play by the second baseman.
Gunderson.
Gunderson from Grand Rapids, hustling over there to get that. Caleb Gunderson plays for Billy Kinnunen up there in Rapids. He had 3 guys coming in on the baseball from first base, right field, and second base, and Gunderson outruns them all. So quick 1.5. We're still at no score. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Bottom of the second for the North All Stars is their pitcher from Duluth Marshall, Owen Marsalek.
Well, our pitcher, who's so far allowed no hits, is going to lead off the inning. Owen Marsalek from Marshall School in Duluth, the 2A Player of the Year. Takes a ball low. Southside Minneapolis.
And next up,
Change up.
All-Star from Minneapolis South, the second baseman Gavin Jensen.
And Minneapolis South's Gavin Jensen steps up with 1 down, 1 quick out. Marsalek falls off towards the third base side. Seems to help some late movement on his pitches. Gets a swing and a miss right there. You know, the interesting thing about Marsalek is that it hasn't been a lot of swings and misses. It's been a lot of watching pitches get called. And he's hitting corners. He's just missing corners. He was upset that he didn't get that one, but it was close. He's able to pinpoint his pitches with some pretty great pinpoint accuracy.
There's a hot one today. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow for these players.
Ouch. Well, that's why you have all those pads, because Jensen just got hit right on the elbow pad as he was kind of crowding the plate a little bit. But that's what you want out of your 8 and 9 hitters. Jensen, a 9 hitter, is able to work himself on base, and now he's going to get Marsalek in the stretch, and we'll see what changes with Marsalek as he's in the stretch. His first time today in the third inning. So far, no hits off of Marsalek.
It looks like Brady Simons. He's from St. Stephen going down to the bullpen.
Yeah, they might have a plan for 3 innings per guy, 3 to 4 innings, and knowing Marsalek's probably thrown a lot of innings this year. You get him a chance to get out here and get warmed up and throw a few innings and see what he can do against the best that the state has to offer. And if you have a lot of pitching, which I think the North does, what a nice deal to be able to roll out new arms every 3rd or 4th inning. North and South have roster. The Metro teams have roster sizes of 16. As a compromise that was made about 8-9 years ago when the tournament expanded from 4 teams to 6 teams. There used to be 2 Metro and 2 outstate. Now there's 4 Metro teams and still the 2 outstate teams. but the Metro teams have expanded a little bit further out into greater Minnesota, getting that reach out there. Whereas your southern teams, are truly from a lot of small towns, and northern teams are, representing a lot of smaller areas. You might hear of, Chocayo or Holdingford or Royalton or other places that haven't maybe had an all-star for a few years that have that opportunity now because you have expanded players. But getting back to game action here, looks like we have Gabriel Nathie from Providence as he swings and misses. And that'll bring up Gus Berger with 2 outs and a runner on first.
Our next batter from Minnetonka High School, the right fielder, Gus Berger.
Yeah, this could be Marzlik's last hitter. We'll see what happens. But how many strikeouts does Marzlik have right now? Is it 7? Berger makes contact.
6.
Oh, yeah, 6. Berger makes contact as he fouls it off the left side. No hits given up by Marzlik yet. He hit a batter. Has he walked anybody, John? Do we know?
I don't believe. No, he has. Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He walked Berger
Yeah, he walked Berger earlier.
and then hit Jensen.
But otherwise, it's been a lot of strikeouts, and I think there was maybe 1 flyout. I can't remember.
F7, F3, so 2
Okay, 2.
flyouts.
A pop-up and a flyout.
Yep.
So it's been a lot of North players watching Owen Marzlik pitch. And Owen isn't letting him down.
No.
He has a nice mix of a lively fastball with movement, a nice changeup, and the breaking ball that gets underneath the elbows. The right fielder comes in on that and ends up having to retreat to make the catch for Gus Berger, but no hits for the Metro West so far through 3 for them. Marzlik could be done, but if that's the case, he hasn't given up any hits in 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, a walk, and a hit batter. And we will move to the bottom of the 3rd with the North leading 1-0.
Leading out the bottom of the 3rd inning for the North All-Stars from Tesco High School, the right fielder, number 16, Bobby Thornton.
All right, let's see what Bobby Thornton does as he leads off in the bottom of the 3rd from Esco. Bobby Thornton has some good size to him and sure takes a healthy hack at a shabby breaking ball.
This is Thornton from Esco.
Thornton from Esco hits it to the shortstop, tries to backhand a ball that maybe he didn't need to backhand, and Scanlon tries to throw across the diamond, but a little bit late after the bobble. So that'll mean that the North has their leadoff guy on, and I can almost guarantee you Noah Jensen probably has never sacrificed since he's about in 5th grade maybe. He is up there to swing for the 355 signs. And with a runner on and the pitcher in the stretch, I have a feeling you're going to see some healthy hacks here. Scheibe respects the fastball hitting ability of Jensen and throws a first pitch strike as a curveball. He's been very effective with this curveball today. But that ball gets by the catcher. Runner scoots to second base. Noah Jensen comes up with a 1-1 count, nobody out, and a runner on second. Well, that breaking ball apparently caught enough of the plate to create a 1-2 count. Jensen struck out last time on an outside pitch. He seems to be worked outside pretty heavily here. Not getting an inside thigh-high fastball that he would love to have. That fastball is off the plate just by a hair. We're at a 2-2 count for Noah Jensen from Minnewaska, who plays baseball for Glenwood Legion in the summer. That curveball breaks across the middle half of the plate. Runner holds up at third base as the cut is hit. And Jensen gets his first hit of the All-Star Series, which will bring up Tyler Fromm, the catcher, who was hit last time.
Our next batter is the catcher from Rocori High School, number 8, Tyler Fromm.
You know, just watching Scheibe pitch and throwing what I had a kind of a break away on a fastball, a grip away from the lefty. It's almost like a screwball grip. Runners at the corners, nobody out. A check of the runner at first. After this, you have Proctor's home run hitter Nick Tierhar coming up. That breaking ball is up and away. Hope you're enjoying the day out here at Chaska, or if you're at home in the air conditioning, enjoying that and catching the game with us. That 2-0 fastball down and away from Tyler, who's from Rocori High School. He'd love to obviously score that runner from third. Middle infield is at double play depth. Scheibe gets another swing and a miss. Unlike Marszalek, Scheibe's getting a lot of swing and misses where Marszalek seems to be getting the corners called for him. Kind of an interesting case study in pitchers and how they're, oh man, that's another one of those fastballs that just has that break away from the lefty. Kind of a little push as you grip the baseball and give that thing a little push away from the left-handed hitter. All right, we're at a full count, nobody out. Runner does not break. And strike 3 is called on Tyler Fromm from Rocori.
Our next batter.
Coach Bobby DeWitt is going to take a look and visit for his pitcher. Maybe there's, well, I don't see any action in the bullpen down there. They may be talking about a first and third, thinking that.
Nope.
No, they're not going to talk about a first and third at all. They're going to bring in a new pitcher. Scheibe is first and third with 1 out, and they're going to bring in a new pitcher. And that'll be number 12 for the Metro West.
That is Patrick Binabos
from Rockford.
Yes.
All right, so Binabos from Rockford comes in. And we're going to let him get a chance to warm up, and we'll give you a break while we let him warm up here. Well, Proctor High School's Nick Tierhar is up with runners at the corners and a new pitcher from Rockford, Patrick Binnebos. Watched him warm up. Kind of an over-the-top kind of pitcher. Throws hard, upper 80s, I would say. You'll see if he has a mix, but definitely throws hard. And judging by how Nick Tierhar is digging in the box, he's probably looking for a fastball he can drive.
And that's Rockford, another team with some really solid pitching that could have been on display here this weekend as well.
Binnebos as an over-the-top kind of motion, but that one seemed like he was falling towards the first base side. And as he was falling, the ball kind of traveled with him to the outside corner. It's like a changeup there. Gets Tierhar to chase on a 2-0. 2-1 count, runners at the corners. You have Jensen at first base. That probably isn't the threat to steal. Sorry, Jensen family, if that's offensive, but it's probably truth. And that may score a runner from third. It might not very deep.
Ooh.
But there is a play at the plate, and the runner slides in safely. So Tierhar does just enough to get that runner. Scored from third to give the North a 2-0 lead, which will bring up Owen Marzalik from the Marshall School in Duluth, who threw 3 innings, no runs, no hits, and 6 strikeouts. Hitting with Jensen at first base.
And I know, Don, fans at home are probably going to be screaming at their computers and TVs if they don't see Marsolek out there again. If he gets taken out, but why would he get taken out compared to like a high school season? You know, it's not the same thing that we have here, right? We do innings.
We're showcasing talent. Every team is loaded full of pitching, and that whole saying of many hands make light work. You want to try to spread out the innings. We're not trying to abuse any pitchers. There isn't a pitch count per se limit, but there's an innings limit of 5. And if you have enough arms, which the North I believe does, you can go 3 innings per guy if you have 6 pitchers and give everybody a chance to showcase what they can do. And the other thing is that this isn't about, you're not trying to win a state championship here. You're not trying to win a conference title. Everybody's out here to give what they can, show what they can do. And I would say if you're throwing 3 innings and you've thrown about 65 pitches and you've struck out 6 guys, you've had a chance to show what you can do. So Binnebos walks that last hitter. And brings up, Holdingford's Luke Biedzik.
Biednik.
Binnebos has been missing low and away. I didn't get a chance to see him warm up down in the bullpen. There's a lot of game action going on at the time and a lot of swings down in the cages, so I didn't get a chance to see him warm up down there, but he came in off the bench rather than out of the bullpen, so hopefully he had enough time to get properly loose. There's 2 outs, 2-0 score for the North as they lead the Metro West. 1-1 count here with runners on first and second. And Binnebos gets a swing and a miss.
Familiar with the 5AA section. Obviously, that's where Holy Family is. You see Rockford in there, Glencoe. So
it's a tough section.
Binnebos tends to work low in the zone. He's usually not going to miss high very often. Sometimes he does, but he usually works low. And
that ball's just hit foul. 3-4 feet foul. Biednik definitely was on that pitch, and you hear a lot about the velocity that the Rockford pitchers have, but You know, when you have a lot of innings and to be pitched in a short period of time, sometimes these guys get a little tired, and Binnebows looks really good today, but you know, if you're getting behind in the count at times or that ball is missing low, you can wait a little bit to see if that fastball is going to come in for you. You can be patient at the plate. And these are all all-star players. They have seen the fastballs coming in at 90 miles an hour before. Most guys, it doesn't phase them. It's a 2-2 count, 2 runners on and 2 outs with a 2-0 lead for the North. And that's strike 3. Nice pitch. That's 3 outs right there with a breaking ball that came in over the top. Froze Biednick. Tough at bat for him, who just missed probably having a double, and it turns out into a looking K. But bottom of the 3rd inning, at the bottom, 3 complete. It's 2-0 North over the Metro West.
No errors, 2. Leading off the top in the 4th inning for Metro West, from Rockford High School, designated hitter Will Haas.
Welcome back to the top of the 4th inning. Will Haas from Rockford is going to lead this one off. Will Haas against Owen Marzalik. Lefty on lefty. And the first pitch is a strike right down the heart of the plate. Metro West makes a base coaching change. We're a flip-flop of Coach DeWitt and Coach Patterson. Hopes to yield a few changes. Haas hustles. And whoa, I thought
that
he
was
beat
close.
it out. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you can see that on film, but Haas was hustling down first base on that chopper. And I personally thought he beat it out at first base, but what do I know? So the umpire called him out at first, and that brings up Cam Dean.
It was
Family's
definitely
Cam
close.
Dean. It was very, very close, no question. I have a feeling Marzlik would like to get a few more strikeouts here to pad his stats on. He's at 3 1/3, no hits. Dean could have actually been hit by that last curveball. He just flinched a little bit to get out of the way of the inside pitch. And there's a foul that Dean's upset with himself. Wishes he would have been able to hold up. But it still leads to a 2-1 count, which is just fine for Dean. Hitters count, as they say. Nice thing about watching Owen is that he works quickly, gets the baseball back from the catcher, and just steps right in and is ready to fire. He is not the reason you need a pitching or like a pitch count pitching clock. That's for sure. He gets the ball and he goes. Following the Noah Jensen makes that look routine as he stumbles a little bit to get the fly ball on the foul side of first base, and smiles as he's throwing it around.
High School, the shortstop, number 10, Jack Scanlon.
All right, so that'll bring up our shortstop, Jack Scanlon. Again, part of that no-hitter history moment in the state tournament. Unbelievable game. Two outs in the top of the 4th. And the pitch is a breaking ball swung at. Strike 2. You know, if this is Marzalik's last pitcher, you can rest assured he wants that strikeout to end it. Misses high. as they'll say, it's a more of a waste pitch to see if he'll chase that pitch. Marslick is ready to wind up and throw, and that breaking ball spikes a little bit in front of the plate. Catcher's doing a nice job today.
Prom from McCory.
Yeah, from McCory does a really nice job of blocking baseballs. Gets nice and low in his stance, frames well. That ball was a little out. If you're a catching coach out there, you can respect the job that you're seeing Fromm do. And that breaking ball gets Cam Dean to swing.
Nope,
Nice
that was
job
Scanlon.
for Marzalek from Duluth Marshall School as he strikes out his 7th hitter. Still no hits. Leaving at the end of 4. I'm sorry, at the end of 3.5. North leads 2-0.
Yorzak up to bat here. 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball. Right there, Yankee from Dassel makes the play over to a new first baseman and goes Berger. So Berger and Dean switch
Our
positions.
next batter is the second baseman from Grand Rapids, Caleb Gunderson.
Looks like Yankee still at first base, though. Or at third base. Just Berger comes in from right field. Dean goes out from first base to right field.
Trapped it.
Oh, they call the catch.
Oh, no. And the umpire in the base pass wasn't even looking at the catch.
Yeah.
He was looking. I don't know where he was looking. Am I on there, John?
Next up, the leadoff batter.
No, you are.
Yeah, I don't know where the base ump was looking, but he was not looking at the catch to see that it was made. And I honestly think that was a trap, but the home plate umpire ended up calling that a catch. Interesting call.
I think Dean kind of sold it to the home plate umpire by holding up the ball
For sure,
kind
but
of
it's not the
somewhat
home plate
quickly.
umpire's- It's not his call to make.
No.
don't
The
know.
first base umpire should have been watching
Sorry to
it.
be picking on the base ump, as I picked on him at the beginning of the first game, but it's not his call to make. And then he called him safe as, well, I don't know. I'd like to see a replay of that. It could have been safe.
It was definitely close. If
Bang, bang.
Our next batter from Esco High School, the right fielder, Bobby
For all of
Thornton.
you kids out there, if you don't think you need to hustle down to first base, you should be coming out to the All-Star Series to watch Will Haas hustle out a chopper to first. Watch Gunderson hustle out, or was that Haugen. Haugen hustled that one out. Now he's on second base with a chance to extend the lead to 3-zip, and he's still rounding that hard. But these guys, there's a reason they're here. They compete. They want to play the game the right way, and they will hustle. And it's not just about hit the ball somewhere and jog the first. That's what you love to see as a coach.
And one
Come out here and compete and give it all you got. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs.
one Hall of Fame coach told me too that it is kind of technically hard for umps to make those close plays at first, because he's like, well, if you go by the letter of the law, if the ball doesn't beat the runner or the runner doesn't beat the ball, in order for a runner to be safe, he has to beat the ball there. In order for the guy to be out, the ball has to beat him there. I wonder who told me that one. Guy from Chaska.
It wasn't me. I'm not a Hall of Fame
No.
coach. Had to be Dale Welter or someone.
Yo. Good old Dale Welter.
Yep.
Who got him there looking. Benimos just kind of found his rhythm here. And 4
That was an
complete.
impressive inning for Benabos. Again, a couple of calls that we're not sure about, but all in all, it probably doesn't make a whole ton of difference. But at the same time, I don't know. It's you would like to have a little bit better eyes and making sure that our umpires are making the calls. But that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm done. It's not like anybody can find me on this, but maybe you can, John. I don't know, but. Anyway, we'll head to the top of the 5th in a 2-0 game. And again, I hate to jinx it, but the game is moving along.
The new pitcher
With a
coming
new
in
pitcher
here.
going.
That
What do we know
is
about
Sartell St. Stephen Simons?
Braden?
Yes.
Well, we know one thing. He wouldn't be here if he couldn't throw the ball well, so let's watch his warm-ups here. Yeah, it looks like he is your classic fireball kind of guy with wiry frame, who's ready to go out here and try to intimidate some Metro West hitters. Let's give him a chance to warm up. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
I'm going to turn you up so whenever you're ready.
All right, we head to the top of the 5th.
Fifth inning for the Metro West All-Stars is their catcher, number 7 from Waconia High School, Ian McRohan.
So this is the this is the time of the game when you start seeing a lot of changes, and one of those changes is number 7 from Waconia, Ian McCrowan, and he faces a new pitcher, Braden Simmons from Sartell St. Stephen's. A ball hit to the right center gap. He's going to be going what appeared to be for 2, but the right fielder cuts that down. Thompson from Esco.
Our next batter is the third baseman from Dassel Cokato High School, Jackson Yonke.
And Jackson Yankee is up here with 1 down, 1 pitch, 1 out. You know, that's the thing about the outfielders in these All-Star series is they get such good reads on the baseball. There may be times in typical games where maybe you don't have that read, that great first step, and these guys make it look pretty smooth. Breaking ball high. 1-1 count. 2-1 hitters count. One down, 2-2 count. Again, this is the time of the game where you start seeing some changes. We'll bring them to you as they happen. There's a number of defensive changes for the North that we'll list as they come up to the plate. Just about every position has changed. And there'll be a number of changes for the Metro West. We're at a full count with one out. Otto McDill on deck. Breaking ball misses in. And that'll send our runner down to first base with Otto McDill coming up to the plate.
Our next batter, the Minneapolis Watchman, the center fielder, Otto McGill.
Patterson and DeWitt must be doing every other inning because Trevor's back over at third base.
We had a change, a strategy change by the Metro West.
Again.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Do whatever works.
Whatever it takes for the kids to have fun.
Yeah, Simmons has kind of a heavy fastball there and pops out of the catcher's mitt straight down, and catcher can't quite find it, but no harm, no foul, nothing happened there.
I'm not sure if that's prom or not, but because it's hard to see those numbers in those in that catcher's gear.
I wouldn't think Palmer would be catching right now. Who?
Prom.
Oh, Prom.
From
yeah,
Ricori.
That's a good question. We'll get the changes as they come up on offense.
It's hard to do if you only have one or two guys to catch to fill.
Yeah, I mean I think there's a few catchers in the North.
Yep. Not like the Metro East and the Metro schools where
Metro
you
East,
might have only
catchers
one or
was
two.
hurt.
Yeah.
And that ended up causing an issue with having to bring in. We're beyond the alternate list with the Mounds View catcher, who did a really nice job in his inning that he caught today, but just needed another person to be able to take some pressure off of. Oh my goodness, that ball just went foul past the first baseman, who's holding the runner and hops off the bag to be able to play defense, but then it is hit right behind him along the line, but just misses. So Otto McDill's having a real solid at bat here. 2-2 count, one down. Here's Yankee from Dassel Cato on first base. That is Yankee out there, I believe, number 5.
Yep.
Yeah. Who dives back on a quick throw by Simmons. So McDill hit 380 this year. He had a number of walks and stolen base. We're seeing that McDill had 13 stolen bases. So if he gets on base, he's a threat to take at any time. 3 doubles, 4 triples. And Jackson Yankee over at first base just has a few stolen bases. So not saying that he isn't a threat, but he's only had a few opportunities. Strike 3 comes here to freeze McDill with the breaking ball. And that'll bring up Gavin Jensen, another left-handed hitter from South High School. Interesting thing about Gavin Jensen, he's a little smaller guy, but hit 385. Was able to put 4 doubles and 2 triples out there. 20 hits and 52 at-bats. Rarely struck out, 4 times only, but got hit there. We don't have hit by pitch stats, so maybe he's a leader in his team in that too.
The left fielder, Gabriel Nate.
So Gabriel Nate comes up as the leadoff hitter with runners on first and second and a chance to catch up here with 2 outs. Ball to the gap can score 2 runners.
And you look at the makeup of these teams too, Don, and it's especially this Metro West team, you're starting to see kind of a resurgence in the Minneapolis City Conference and Minneapolis City baseball teams.
Yeah,
Get
which is
more
great.
guys like Edison. When's the last
Yeah.
time we've had like?
It's great to see. That ball's hit the right field, and it's starting to sink. It lands in for a base hit. One run's going to score. And then that throws all the way through to the plate. But because that throw is kind of a high-arching throw, the runner is able to sneak in there and score with a good slide, which puts runners at the corner with 2-1 game here now.
A nice
So
hit,
Simmons in a
nice
little bit of
throw.
trouble. You know, it wasn't an extremely hard hit ball, one of those where the right fielder froze a little bit, had to figure out where that ball was going to be hit. But that brings up Gus Berger from Tonka, Minnetonka, who had, again, a great state tournament as being all tournament selection. But the right fielder throws it all the way to the plate. One thing that maybe did surprise me a little bit was that the runner from first didn't advance to second on that high-arching throw. And he takes off right away here, so he knew that maybe he should have left. And when he breaks for second base and showing great speed, the catcher's throw is off, which allows the runner from third in Jensen to score. So it's 2-2. The Metro West rallies in the top of the fifth inning to tie this thing up 2-2.
So if it's me, I'm scoring then a stolen base and then an E2.
And, yep, stolen base with the third base runner who didn't break on the throw, only leaving as a result of the throw in the dirt by the catcher. So tough break by the catcher, but that is a throwing error. So that erases Marszalek as the pitcher of record for the North, who had given up 0 hits. Metro West actually got their first hit here with that bloop single. So they still only have the one hit, but they've been able to work out other runners with the walk and a hit by pitch. Some good base running. So 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, I was trying to say earlier, when's the last time we've had like multiple years where we've had Edison guys? I thought there was one a couple years ago. Now this year there's Clark, Traxler, and Men.
Yeah,
So
it's a good sign for Minneapolis baseball, so we'd like to see that. All right, that completes the top half of the fifth. Metro West ties it up, and the North is about to hit, and we're at a 2-2 ball game. So a lot of great action going on here. Stay tuned for the bottom of the fifth. We will see what the North can do to break this tie.
Number 14 from Pearl High School, the first baseman, Ashton Detloff.
Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Ashton Detloff from Perham High School is about to hit. Still facing Patrick Binabos, who's working on his third inning now. Third inning of relief. Straight over the top, blows a fastball by. We'll say, John, I think that might have been we're going to call that 88 miles an hour right there, according to the unofficial gun.
I was going to say 88.5.
Were you? You're going to say 88.5? We're going to say that we threw fastball number 2 right by our hitter here. So 0-2 count right away. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Patrick Binabos as he takes care of the North leadoff hitter.
From Belgrade Bruton Rosa High School, Ethan Mueller.
So that was a pitch or catching change.
Yeah, we have a lot of change. So BBE has their Logan Mueller, or I'm sorry,
Mueller. It's not It's an E.
Ethan Mueller.
Ethan.
Ethan Mueller up. Right-handed hitter, open stance. Boy, Benabo sure hit that corner right there, but again, haven't always been certain on the corner today. 1-1 count. Wow, hit that one again too. I don't know what to say to the hitters here, but other than if you get the 2 strikes, just anything close, foul it off.
Protect with 2 strikes.
Yeah, for sure. That ball is sneaking by. Is that Gunderson's? No.
No,
That
that's
is
Jensen.
Gavin Jensen at second base, making the dive to his left, but just cannot corral it. Good speed and good hustle there that we see by the North.
Our next batter from New London Spicer High School, the left fielder, Nolan
And
Johnson.
Ethan must be catching out, assume, so we have a courtesy coming in for him. Courtesy is Anderson. Anderson's our courtesy runner. All right. I'll take your word for it, which means that Nolan Johnson from New London Spicer is going to be our hitter, and Nolan Johnson was a courtesy runner earlier in the game.
And the new center fielder for North was a courtesy runner, too. That was Marty from.
Oh, sure.
You see him going to their bench now.
Yeah, Benebo's is starting to settle in. I mean, that fastball is just not touching it. Very impressive today. We have some two-way players that are just pretty doggone dominant, I'll tell you. Seeing a lot of great matchups here with Benebo's facing a number of really good hitters from the north, and Marzalek from Marshall School facing the Metro West's best. As they say, the stars are out today or tonight.
You?
These are folks who had a lot of publicity throughout the season.
We can't say the star shines bright because we're not in Texas.
And it's not nighttime. I love those catch your back picks, but the ball gets by and the runner freezes at first base. Good backup by the right fielder. Again, we talk about the hustle that we see out of these guys. Is that Cameron Dean out in right field? That's
Yes,
the
that's
Holy Family. So
No, that's a new guy out.
is it a new guy?
No,
Because I was
is
going to
it?
give
I
Coach
can't.
DiLorenzo a lot of credit for teaching his outfielders to back up bases.
Oh, that is the 8. I can't.
So then you just
Yep.
say, yeah, that's one of, you're on their staff, right, John? So so you say, yep, that's one of our guys. They back up bases constantly. Oh, nice first pitch swinging. That's Simmons. Was that Simmons hitting?
Oh, that was Simmons, yes.
Yeah. So first pitch swinging, and is able to 2 outs here, move the runner up to second.
From Little Falls High School, Joey Walensky.
Well, let's see what the shortstop Joey Walensky can do from a great Little Falls team. Drew Leeser comes in as a runner. Drew Leeser from St. Cloud Tech.
St. Cloud Tech High School, St. Cloud Crush baseball team.
St. Cloud Crush baseball team, that's right. He had a nice season this year. Oh, that ball gets under the catcher behind the umpire. Runners freeze. You know, that's the second time we've seen a runner freeze on a ball that gets by with the throw down to first that got through. Hard to tell if we'll see if these base running, I don't know if you want to call them mistakes or misreads, end up costing the North a run here. It doesn't, because that's hit relatively softly to the third baseman, who makes an unassisted play on the fielder's choice. So through 5 complete, the score is 2-2. We'll see you back in a little bit. Well, essentially, we have a 2-inning baseball game here, folks.
All-Stars.
The Metro West is about to lead off the top of the sixth from Watertown Mayor High School. Jaron Vogt is going to try to see if he can get to Simmons here and break this tie. Metro West really showed no life in the first 4 innings off of Marzalek from Marshall School. Vogt swings at the first pitch, and 2-hopper to shortstop, moving to his left, makes a nice throw across the diamond to the first baseman. And 1 pitch, 1 out. What pitcher doesn't like that kind of play, huh?
Yeah, good pitch efficiency there.
Well, let's see what the right fielder Cam Dean can do. We've already talked him up on his outfield play, being able to back up bases. Earlier in the day, we saw him hitting the home run derby. This would be a great time for him to get a hold of one. I think Simmons has something to say about that.
And with Cam, too, he tied the school record for career home runs. And
Well, this ball's hit to the right center gap. Both fielders are
nice
closing in,
catch.
and the center fielder makes a great play.
nice.
John, who's out in center field on that play, because I'll tell you, he ran about 40 yards to track that ball down to the 355 sign.
Marty?
Is
Is
that-
it Andrew Marty?
Is that who it is? Andrew Marty?
Yeah.
Well, he made a nice play. The right fielder could pretty much tell there was no way he was getting to that ball. He had to. I can only imagine what they were saying as they're running towards the ball to each other. But Marty covered a lot of ground. That pitch was called a ball, but I'm sorry, folks. I don't know where that was. Looked like he was
That
across
looked
the
like a
heart of the
strike.
plate. So we have a 1-1 count. I have to stop talking about umpires. I'm sorry. We love our umpires.
And don't let them hear us talking about them
Mm,
tomorrow. They
I
might
know.
just walk off the field.
Yeah, well. Hey, decide to throw behind the hitter, and both benches are still quiet. No bench clearing brawls or anything crazy like that. So cooler heads are prevailing here.
Clark Traxler men.
All right, let's see what Edison High School's Clark Traxler men's can do, as he has 2 outs and a runner on first. Traxler men's had an outstanding season, hitting .475, 5 home runs. He walked 25 times, only struck out 7 times, 15 stolen bases. So right there, he had 25 walks and 27 hits. Talk about being a pest on the bases. So right now, the Metro West would love nothing more than to get him on base so that Nolan Nelson can step in and try to break this tie.
And
So you have a Minneapolis connection here.
you know, 4 in a row now.
Is that what it is?
If they all are in the lineup still. Traxler
Sure.
men's.
Oh, he got hit too. All right, we have another hit batter. And those pads make it a whole lot easier. I wish they would have had them in my day, because I would have taken a few more hit by pitches. But as number 2 essentially undresses down his way to first base, that'll bring up Minneapolis Washburn's and Nolan Nelson.
And then
Coach's son, Eric Nelson, who coached in the series a couple years ago.
And then on deck, it's
it,
number 14, so
Otto
McDrill from
McDill from
Mc-
Washburn.
Yep.
And then Washburn's up now.
Yep.
We had Traxler men's from Edison on first base.
And then
And who's at
In the
second? Is that
in the hole would be Jensen.
all right?
That's
is
Scanlon from
Scanlon out
Delano.
Scanlon from Delano out at second base.
And then Jensen would be in the hole from south if they keep the batting order.
That's a big if, but you never know.
But at least 3 hitters in a row from the
Minneapolis
City.
Congratulations, Minneapolis City Conference.
Like you said, it's always good to see the diversity in the all-star teams. And
Well, you know, the teams are formed with conferences in mind. So you have the Metro North that essentially is Northwest Suburban and Mississippi 8. You have Suburban East out in the east side with, I forget what other conference, but there's 2 conferences that we have out there that are big conferences that are kind of the building blocks of these teams. Metro West has a couple of conferences, but it includes the Minneapolis City Conference. And by the way, have you noticed the bat on this hitter? That looks like
Pencil.
a pencil, yeah.
Yep.
I love that.
Would the
Trusty
East
number 2.
Would the East be the Metro East too, or are they the Metro East Conference like Tartan
Metro
and
East
Hill
would
Murray?
be yeah, that would be
Right.
that conference on that side. That's correct. No, I love this bat. This is great. I'm just noticing, and I don't know why I didn't see it sooner.
Is it a
but,
number 2 though?
It's a trusty number 2, no question about it. Pre-sharpened, ready to go. It's not mechanical like these new age pencils. Give me a good old-fashioned trusty pencil. The good fat eraser on it.
Ooh, rung
and
him
he
up.
has been called out. Poor Nolan Nelson gets that outside corner curveball called on him. And he's got to walk back to the bench knowing that we may have to think about an extra innings affair here today. If we do have extra innings, we'll put a runner on second base and play it by the Major League rules. Hopefully we don't get to that point and one of these teams takes charge, but I'll tell you, good pitching matchup here. Simmons settled down a little bit, and Pinnabos has just been rock solid since he came in and kind of got loose. He's been getting hitters to swing through pitches or just flat out hit corners, which he wasn't doing early on. Seems like he's loosened up and found a groove there.
So you talked about the extra innings. Is it true MLB for the people watching, or is it just 1 or 2 and we're done of the extra innings?
There's going to be one extra inning, and if it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. That's where run differential comes in at the end here with our tiebreakers. But they'll get a chance to play one extra inning, and they'll put the last out on second base. And if they want to re-enter hitters or whatever they want to do, that's up to the management of each team.
Yeah, we just hope that doesn't happen, because then that creates math problems for us.
John, I know we don't like math, but I taught math for a long time. I'll help you out as best I can. But here's another thing I really like to see is, you got the North All-Stars coming up from Perham. Bright yellow helmet and workman-like batting gloves. This guy is a lunch pail kid, I can tell right now. I love it, and let's see what he does.
Pinnabos 2 2/3 so far.
This is Alex Bloom.
Yep, Bloom from Perham playing third base.
Bloom hit .311. He did have a home run and 12 RBIs on his season. Walked a lot, which I'm sure the North would love to have a leadoff walk right now. Here's the other thing is that I'm sure, having watched some of the practices yesterday, I can pretty much guarantee you there are no signs going on right now. And you got a leadoff single. Bloom says, hey, why walk when I can get a hit? So the pride of Perham is going to see if he can take second base, and he does. That is an error on the left fielder, McDill.
Single
trying to pick
and
up the
then
ball.
E7.
Yeah, that's a single and an E7. Good hustle, good alertness by Bloom. I know Coach Mulcahy would be very proud of that from up in Perham and their staff as they think about all these base running drills they're going to put their players through next spring. But